Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of our final week. I'm so excited that you guys are all still here and with us, and so sorry that I'm playing with my hair like a crazy person. It's a nervous habit. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, it still gets a little nerve-wracking, and it's been a while since I hosted one of these groups. So, you just kind of get nervous. So, if you ever feel nervous about hosting a call or talking to a new coach or even a new client, know that number one, it's good. It means you care enough that you get that nervous energy. It's a good thing that you care so much. It really is. And don't think that those of us hosting this don't have that nervous energy, because I'm like, but today, what I want to talk to you guys about is what you're doing to work your business. Now, Mary Lauren talked a little about clocking in, right? And being sure that you set those business hours. A lot of people, I find, tell me that they can't find an hour in their day, which is crazy to me, because I have been an extremely busy person my whole life until I was able to become a full-time coach. So I know that if in my past, if I could find an hour a day, you could find an hour a day. And if you don't know how to find that hour, I'm here to help you find that hour today. And I hope that you guys, I promised this was going to be a tough love year. So if you wanted like sweet, loving baby you, Christina, you should have joined a group last year. That was that Christina. I'm back to tough love, Christina, and I'm about no excuses. So if any of this comes off as tough love, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is going to be good for you and your business. So it's okay. Don't get in your feelings. When I first started coaching, I had a full-time job with a 1.5 hour commute unless there was traffic. And the reason why is because I needed a good job with good benefits. And I didn't want, I had to drive to Nashville to do that. And it was on the side of Nashville where it wasn't really so much the distance. It was generally the traffic and the stoplights and that kind of thing. But it took me about 1.5 hours to get to work every day. So I had to leave my house early. I had to be there by 8. That means I have to leave at 6:30 at the latest. I didn't get off work. Our office closed at 6 each day, but then we had to do all the shutting down of the office. I was in property management, so showing apartments, leasing apartments. I also had to deal with people that were, I did some assistant management duties, so I also had to deal with people who were getting evicted and all that stuff, and sometimes they stay past 6, trust me. So on the average day, I would usually leave between 6:30 and 7, so even if you put that at an early out, that's 6 o'clock. I wasn't home until, 6:30. So that puts me home at 8. So that means that from 6:30 in the morning to 8 at night, I was gone. And I also worked a part-time job. And I did that from home via an iPad. I did social media management for a local bank, and that took up probably about 15 to 20 hours a week of my time. What? And I was trying to build a business? What? Y'all, if I could find the time in that, I know that you can find the time in that. So let's move on from me. Actually, let me scoot that back. On top of that, with my cystic fibrosis, I had chest clearance therapy that I had to do every day for between 30 minutes and an hour. It usually takes 15 minutes a session, and I had to do it 3 separate times during the day. So that means I usually had to do it right when I got home, and then also before bed, and then before work, and then fit in my workout. So again, if I can do it, you can do it. So let's talk about how I made the time. I sat down with a notepad like this, right? And I just started writing down what I was doing. I would write, wake up, do makeup, blah, 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 blah. What I thought I did during the day. Then I would actually go in, and during the day, I would write down what I was doing while I was doing it. My alarm would go off. I was one of those people that has to set an alarm to wake up at, 5:30, at like 4:30 in 10-minute increments, because I knew I was a procrastinator. so I would write that down, alarm, blah, blah, blah. And then I woke up and I started writing down as I went. Like, it was hard, okay? If you wake up and I'm going to write down everything I do today while I'm doing it. And you're like writing 4:30, wake up, hit snooze, go back to sleep. Are you really going to hit snooze and go back to sleep? No, probably not, because it's going to make you feel lazy. And the truth is, it's kind of lazy. It is. You should not need to hit snooze for an hour. You shouldn't. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't. In that time, what you could be doing is sleeping with your energized pre-workout by the bed and a thing of water. I used to do it. I started, you got to do what you got to do. And I would freaking shake it up and chug it and get the day started. So instead of working out after work, I used that hour I used to procrastinate in the morning to get my workout in. So that way I had another hour free at night to do my workout. So, obviously during work, I couldn't write down what I was doing, but I was working, right? Well, during my lunch, I would usually eat and then play on Facebook or shoot the crap, talking with residents or whatever, or maybe watch TV in the guest lounge. It was BS. It was BS. And the more I realized that I was just being ridiculous, the more sense it made. I switched my Shakeology from my breakfast. I was doing it for breakfast in the morning. And I switched that to lunch. I started prepping fruit, and I would just take like sliced bagels or whatever. And that's what I would have in the morning. And I would take it, I would put it in a to-go container, and I would eat it on the drive in to work. Or worst case scenario, I would, eat it, during the morning meetings or whatever, make it happen. I worked at a desk, and a lot of times I was showing people apartments, so I wouldn't necessarily be able to eat, but what I definitely couldn't do was play on Facebook all day. One, because it's not professional, and two, because our computers were monitored sometimes. I didn't want to get fired. But seriously, so I started doing my Shakeout for lunch. Why? I could chug it at the beginning of my lunch break and have that whole hour for a power hour. It was beautiful. And then I would come home, and you know what I used to do? I used to sit and I used to eat and just sit there and watch TV and veg out and randomly check in on my iPad for my social media job. And then I would roll around and BS with friends. And, if it had been 2016, I guess I would have been Snapchatting people or whatever. I don't know, Snapchat. But when you start writing those things down, you start to realize all the time you waste. You waste it. You do. There are so many people, you guys, so many people. And I just want to be real with you because you deserve it, because you deserve a rock star business. If you're in this group, at some point a few weeks ago, you thought you had what it takes to rank up. And maybe you did. But if you ranked up early in this group, why not rank up again? You can. You can. And, you have to be real with yourself. You have to. You deserve to be real with yourself. So many of, the coaches out there, even some of my personally sponsored coaches, and I say it because I love you, but it's just true. Some coaches will spend 30 minutes to an hour a day complaining to other coaches, to their sponsor, in group chats, whatever, about their business and how it's not growing and how they can't hit Success Club and blah, 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 and how you don't have time to do power threes. I'm sorry, you just wasted 30 minutes to an hour complaining to me about how you don't have time to do your power hour. Does that make sense? It doesn't. And I say it because I love you, but if you take that energy, that negativity, that frustration of not getting where you want to be in your business and just suck it up and send an invite, it's hard. Maybe you'll get rejected. Maybe you won't. Maybe they'll reply. Maybe they won't. But if you just get over yourself and you're willing to deal with that rejection to change someone's life, you're going to grow an amazing business. But you have to get over yourself. You have to be real with it. Maybe you have to skip The Walking Dead or Pretty Little Liars or whatever. I've never seen any of those because I don't watch TV, because I'm doing this, because I want to grow a business, because it's not nearly as important to me to watch The Walking Dead as it is to be home whenever we have the kids, as it is to be home whenever Nick gets home from a week-long trip in the field, as it is to be home with this pick line. And I think I'm gonna cry right now. But seriously, you guys, like, is that BS more important to you than that? Because if it is, I want you to wake up and I want you to tell yourself the next time that you go to turn on some Law and Order SVU marathon, I want you to tell yourself, instead of, I've had a hard day, I deserve this, I want you to tell yourself, you know what? Growing my business and financial independence and reaching my goals is not important as this Law and Order SVU marathon is. And then I want you to see how that feels. It doesn't feel very good. And honestly, guys, I don't feel very good right now ranting to you guys. But I need to be real with you. And you need to be real with yourself. I love you guys. I really do, with all my heart. Whether we talk or not, or you're on, a team that, does things separately from our bigger team, and it doesn't matter. I love and care about you because you're part of this team and we do things together. And because obviously if you're here, you have a caring heart and you want to help others. So I'm saying this because I love you, not because I'm mad at you, not to preach to you, not to act like your mom, but because I want to help you succeed and I want you to keep it real. So I'm sorry, not sorry if I did a little ranting today, but your assignment for today, which if you're watching this early, you can do today. If not, I guess you have to do it tomorrow, is to write down your day as you go. As you go. So I want you to think before you spend 8 to 8:30 at night complaining to Mary Lauren or whoever about how your business isn't growing and how you don't think you can do this and you can't hit Success Club and you don't have what it takes. Before you do that, I want you to consider how many invites you could send out, how many conversations you could start in that 30 minutes instead, and how much further that'll take you. So, comment now and let me know that you've watched this and you're on it. And then come back later with how your day went and if you were able to realize how much time you truly do waste. Thanks, guys.